increasing demand for dollars for the import of goods and services ahead of the Easter festivities is already putting some pressure on the Ghana cedi. Recent data from Bloomberg has indicated that the Ghana cedi has already lost some 8.3% value to the US dollar in the first 3 months of the year. According to Bloomberg, although the cedi has already lost over 8% value, it is also projecting that the depreciation could worsen in the coming weeks. Isaac Kofi, they're still here with me with some analysis on this. Now, Kofi, what do we know so far?
So what we know so far is that currently, if you look at on the commercial space, if you want $1, you need to pay close to 13 cedis, 11 pesos. That's how much you need for you to be able to get $1 on the commercial market. But at the interbank rate, we know that Bank of Ghana will certainly have a rate which is lower than the prevailing commercial market rate. We've been also looking at the trend so far in terms of the dollar, and you realize that from last 2 years, in terms of March 25th, each of the years, 2023, 2022, and even 2024, you could see a significant jump in the exchange rate for the dollar.
During the March period. Okay.
Yeah, so I was talking about that $1 to 13 cedis, 11 pesos. That is at the commercial rate based on some of the monitorings we've done from credible sources so far. And if you look at the trend, this was the trend that I was talking about, March 25th, 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024, you could see that, movement in terms of that stratospheric rise from that 5 cedis, 76%. Can you imagine, Kojo, that 2021, September, around this same time, if you have 5 cedis, 76%.
March around the same
absolutely,
time.
you could get $1. But now we are talking about 13 cedis, 11 pesos at the
almost more than double.
Absolutely. But what is the Bank of Ghana actually doing to curb this problem? Now we have our eyes fixed on this fiscal inflows because if you look at some of the top foreign exchange earners like crude oil, gold, and cocoa, they are all increasing significantly. But cocoa has dropped in terms of what it is bringing on board. But we are relying on the 720 million scheduled IMF disbursements for 2024 to help us. World Bank 620 million and AFDB 44 million. So in total, Bank of Ghana is expecting close to $1.38 billion for us to be able to manage this situation. So in the short run, this is where we are looking at to be able to keep the situation on our hands.
But I mean, if you look at it, we're saying that it's because we need money to go and to import into the country. Why aren't we as a country trying to go by getting people to look at the local market?
Well, you may be right, because if you look at some goods, the last time we were looking at it, if you look at wigs, for instance, toothpick, brush, the magnitude of dollars we spend on this, even rice, the magnitude of dollars we spend each year to bring in these goods is so significant that if we're able to do something about it, we could have that magnitude of dollars still in the economy. Another factor has to do with remittances, that we are not able to capture a significant portion of it. And the fact that there's also spillover from Nigeria's forest crisis. Per the data that we have and the engagements we've had, we are learning that Nigeria's dollar crisis, there's a spillover currently in Ghana. That could be one of them.
Actually, Nigeria is the worst performing currency, followed by Egypt.
And it's a big economy anyway.
All right, Kofi, thank you on that. Now, joining us on this particular discussion is the GUTA president, Dr. Joseph Obeng. Doc, I'm grateful to you for joining us. Now, have you already started feeling the impact of the gradual depreciation of the Ghana cedi again?
Yeah, we've been talking about it. I hope you recognize that I sent a press release and cautioning the government that if care is not taken, we will have this crisis. Barely a month now, and we are having the full effect.
Okay.
It's very important to notice that, because now, whether we like it or not, we are having a weak economy now, and then we're enjoying some kind of stability. All the indicators were getting right. The monetary policy rate came down, and the inflation also dropped. And then there was a seeming stability of our currency. Then getting to the first quarter of the year, we drew a caution that this has been a perennial problem that at the end of every year, we'll be having this depreciation.
So Doc, once we know the challenge and we know how it's affecting the country, what key intervention do you expect from government, especially as we head into the Easter period?
And now we have to do everything to control the trade of money, especially across the sub-region. Because as you may be aware, we also threw a caution to the government that we should not sit down for the crisis, the forest crisis in Nigeria, to affect Ghana. And we have said this more than a month ago. And now it's happening because we have information where at a point one person bought about $3 million and it took it out of the shores of our country. Wow. And so whatever thing we say, because we are on the ground, trade with these black market people, we know most of this information.
Okay.
And so it is true that the effect of our neighboring country, Nigeria, is having a huge toll on us.
Okay.
You know, the West African banks that are here, I know you know all their names, that you see some in Benin, some in Nigeria, some in Ghana. It is networked so that if you put the money in your country, you can come to the receiving country, if it is Benin, Ghana, where there's the same bank, and come and take in the local currency, in this case cedis, and then they go to the black market and buy the forest if they know that our value is more than their value.
Yes.
So this is what is happening, and we have to take good care. But aside that, at the end of every year, getting through February, this has been a perennial issue. I hope you all know about this, and we have discussed this all over in your distance. It's all because we don't have command on our economy. The overdominance of this economy by these foreigners is too much. And that we don't have any serious retention policies that can contain some of these monies.
So
that
government should have a retention policy. Doc, I'm grateful to you for these suggestions that you've given us here on the Journalist Prime. Grateful. Dr. Joseph Obeng is president of GUTA. Now.